presentation today, I've chosen to expand on my third review. My third review looked at how weather and climate affects arable food production. In this presentation, I will cover three main points. These points are: why is climate and weather so important to arable farming? The five main stages of arable production and how they can be affected by weather and climate, and how food supply is affected. My reasons for choosing this topic are: arable farming is a big interest of mine, as my background of work experience has been in this sector of farming. Weather and climate are always a big factor in day-to-day arable farming, and they play a big part in deciding when major operations take place on the farm. From season to season, supply can be very unpredictable due to unknown weather conditions and how they may affect yields. Why is climate and the weather so important to arable farming? The growing of crops through arable farming is highly dependent on specific weather conditions. Each crop has its own specific growing requirements that are needed to optimise its performance. The optimum climate conditions for each crop can have large variations. This is why some crops grow very well in some areas but not in others. An example of this is maize. Maize grows very well in the North Island, but in the South Island it doesn't grow so well. This is caused by an extended period of optimum temperature in the North Island, but a shorter period of optimum temperature in the South Island. There are five main stages in arable production that are extremely important to get right, and these can be severely affected by weather and climate. Stage 1, period prior to preparation. Stage 2, preparation of the seed bed. These two stages are extremely important to get right. If unforeseen weather conditions occur, it can be hard to get in and cultivate paddocks to get the preparation done efficiently and quickly within a set time frame. A good seed bed needs to be achieved. Stage 3, planting and sowing. Optimum planting dates for maximising growing period needs to be achieved along with all other plant specifications such as the right seed rate and seed depth. Stage 4, crop establishment and growing period. During crop establishment, it is important that all fertility and moisture requirements are met at the required levels for each crop. The last stage, stage 5, harvesting. It is extremely important that crops are harvested at the right stage of maturity. Depending on the amount needed to be harvested, weather can play a big part in when the crops are able to be taken off. These 5 stages are all critical in achieving maximum plant growth and yield potential. In recent years, climate change has caused increases in average temperatures along with increased amounts of wet periods around critical times of sowing and harvest. Severe headaches can be caused for farmers, especially during periods of excessive rain or not enough rain. This makes crop establishment and harvest difficult. If farmers have not budgeted for this, that can have their returns severely reduced. The big question is, how can food supply be affected? The overall effect of climate change and how it affects arable food supply can be hard to determine. Testing of climate change and weather effects has been undertaken in the United States. The United States supplies through export around 30% of the world's wheat, corn and rice to the global market. This diagram here shows the effects of these severe weather events and climate events, with dramatic yield drops in times of this happening. Many food products require arable produce as their main ingredients, for example, flour and bread. If growing conditions across a large scale are not sufficient, yields can dramatically drop and be affected. If the scale is big enough and a drop in yield is caused, a worldwide shortage can occur. The effects of a worldwide shortage can cause spikes in price and even at the severe end of the scale, These are my references. Thank you for listening.